The Marwanids were an Arabo-Kurdish dynasty in the Diyar Bakr region of Upper Mesopotamia and Armenia, centered on the city of Amid. Other cities under the rule were Arzan, Mayyāfāriqīn, Hisn Kayfa, Khilāṭ, Manzikart, Arjish. List of Marwanid rulers: Abu Shuja, Ba'dh ibn Dustak, Al-Hasan ibn Marwan, Muhammad al-Dawla Said, Shahwan ibn Muhammad Usurper, Nasser al-Dawla Ahmad ibn Marwan, Nizam al-Dawla Naso, Nazir al-Dawla Mansur. Ba'dh ibn Dustak, the founder of the dynasty, was a shepherd. Abu Shuja Ba'dh ibn Dustak. He left his cattle, took up arms and became a valiant chief of war, obtaining celebrity. When a member of the Ba'id dynasty, Adad al-Dawla, who ruled Iraq, died in 983, Ba'dh took Mayyāfāriqīn. He also conquered Diyar Bakr, as well as a variety of urban sites on the northern shores of Lake Van. During the rebellion of Bardis Phocas the Younger in the Byzantine Empire, Ba'dh took advantage of the chaotic political situation to raid the plain of Mushintaran, an Armenian princedom annexed by the Byzantine Empire in 966. Abu Ali al-Hasan ibn Marwan, Elias of Nisibis, a Syriac chronicler, mentioned shortly the life of Abu Ali al-Hasan. After the death of his uncle Ba'dh, the elder son of Marwan came back to Hisn Kayfa, married the widow of the old warrior chief. He fought the last Hamdanids, confused them and took again all the fortresses. Elias related the tragic end of this prince, who was killed in Amid in 997 by rebellious inhabitants. His brother Abu Mansur Said succeeded to him, under the name of Muhammad al-Dawla, in 992, after Bad's death and a series of Byzantine punitive raids around Lake Van. Emperor Basil II was able to negotiate a lasting peace with the Kurdish emirate. Muhammad al-Dawla Said, Muhammad, a skillful diplomat, could make use of the Byzantines' ambitions. The relations of this prince with the Emperor Basil II were quite friendly. When Basil learned of the murder of the Georgian potentate David III of Tau, who had left by testament his kingdom to the Byzantine Empire, he stopped the campaign that he had begun in Syria for making sure of Arabian emirs' obedience, and he crossed the Euphrates. He annexed David's state, received Muhammad al-Dawla with honors and made peace with him. Muhammad al-Dawla took advantage of the peace to restore the walls of his capital Mayyāfāriqīn, where an inscription still commemorates this event. In 1000, when Basil II traveled from Cilicia to the lands of David III Kuropalates, Muhammad al-Dawla came to offer his submission to the emperor, and in return he received the high rank of Magistros and Du of the East. Shahwan ibn Muhammad Usurper. In 1010, Muhammad al-Dawla was assassinated by his Ghulam, Shahwan ibn Muhammad, who assumed rulership. He legitimized his rule with the ancient law of the Turks that who kills the ruler becomes himself the successor. However, this archaic rule and Shahwan's rule were soon contested, and Shahwan was overthrown. Coins are known from his brief reign. Nasser al-Dawla Ahmad ibn Marwan. He was the third son of Marwan to ascend the throne. A clever politician, he skillfully navigated between the surrounding great powers. The Ba'id Emir Sultan al-Dawla, the Fatimid Caliph of Egypt al-Hakim, and Basil II. Elias of Nisibis has written that Nasser al-Dawla Ahmad ibn Marwan, the victorious emir, subdued Ibn Dimna, his vassal in Diyar Bakr. In 1011, he signed with the Byzantine Empire a pact of mutual non-aggression, but violated it once or twice. The renown of this Kurdish Muslim prince grew so much that the inhabitants of Al-Ruha, at the west, called him for being released of an Arab chief. Nasser al-Dawla took the city of Edessa in 1026, and added it to his possessions. This event has been reported by the famous Western Syriac author Bar-Hebraeus. So Nasser al-Dawla annexed Edessa, but the city was retaken by the Byzantine general George Maniacs in 1031. In 1032 he sent an army of 5,000 horsemen, under the command of his general Baal, to retake the town from Arab tribes supported by Byzantium. The Kurdish commander Baal took the city and killed the Arab tribal chief. Then he wrote to his lord asking for reinforcements, "If you want to save your lordship on Kurdistan." The long rule of Nasser al-Dawla represented the apogee of Marwanid power. He built a new citadel on a hill of Mayyāfāriqīn where stood the Church of Virgin, as well as built bridges and public baths. He restored the observatory. Some libraries fit out the mosques of Mayyāfāriqīn and Amid. He invited well-known scholars, historians and poets to his royal court, among them Ibn al-Athir, Abd Allah al-Khazaruni, and al-Tihami. He sheltered political refugees such as the future Abbasid Caliph al-Muqtadi. In 1054 he had to acknowledge as his own liege Tofrul Beg the Seljuk, who ruled on the largest part of the Jazira, but he kept his territories. This fine period of peace and good feelings between Kurds and Syriacs was rich in creations in the field of cultural life. It was dense for trade, active for arts and crafts, impressive in short. Nasser al-Dawla left in Diyarbakr monumental inscriptions that show still now the artistic brightness of its reign. Twilight. After Nasser al-Dawla's death, the Marwanids' power declined. His second son, Nizam, succeeded him and ruled until 1079, then followed his son Nasir al-Dawla Mansur. The end of the Marwanid dynasty came about by treason. Ibn Jahir, a former vizier, left the Diyar Bakr and went to Baghdad. There, he convinced the Seljuk Sultan Malik Shah I, grand-nephew of Tofrul Beg, and the famous vizier Nizam al-Mulk, to allow him to assault Mayyāfāriqīn. When the city was taken, Ibn Jahir took off the great treasures that belonged to the Marwanids and detained them greedily for himself. Henceforth, the Diyar Bakr fell almost entirely under the direct rule of the Seljuks. The last emir, Nasir al-Dawla Mansur, kept only the city of Jazirat ibn Umar. Research. Blaum, P. A History of the Kurdish Marwanid Dynasty, Part 1, Kurdish Studies, an International Journal, Volume 5 No. 1–2, Spring, Fall 1992, pp. 54–68. Blaum, P. A History of the Kurdish Marwanid Dynasty, Part 2, Kurdish Studies, an International Journal, Volume 6 No. 1–2, Fall 1993, pp. 40–65. Stefan Heidemann, A New Ruler of the Marwanid Emirate in 401 1000 and Further Considerations on the Legitimizing Power of Regicide. In Aram 9–10, pp. 599–615.